Why is Magnus Carlsen winning pretty much all the time? Well, because he sees things that we normal mortals don't see at that particular point in time. And rook endgame is his area of expertise amongst very many others, if not all of them. Now, this is a rook endgame study. He played this game versus Daniel Dubov somewhere in February 2023. He was streaming whilst he was playing Dubov. And he was explaining, not with a lot of words, but he just pinpointed the most important ideas. And I just want to reiterate his thinking process, and I'll try to just add words to the stuff, more words to the stuff that he personally played, and make it more intelligible for as many folks as possible here. So it is Black's turn to play, Dubov's turn to play here, and of course you may putting this position into whatever table base, whatever engine on the planet, and they will give you a very, very blunt draw. Nothing's gonna happen. Condition being, you've got to play terribly accurately in order for you to draw here with black and white. But Magnus Carlsen saw something, and I want to show you that particular thing. I want to reveal the stuff to you guys. So any normal human probably would think, now, well, there is a rook on e3. I've got two black rooks on the black rank. I'm going to just get one of my rooks to facing the other rook. Yeah, that's exactly what Dubov said. And he played in the game rook from f to e8, right? I mean, human move, right? Well, that's not it, guys. That's not it. And that was the beginning of the end for black. You're kind of supposed to play here, not rook f to e8. You are supposed to play, first and foremost, you are supposed to play f6. And you may wonder, what the heck would I play here, f6? There is a very, very big reason for you to do that. When you're playing a move like f6, you're actually making sure there is no white rook that will get to the 7th rank without being hit back, counterattacked. Because during the stream, Magnus said, I'm going to let him screw up my pawn structure, and I'm going to be first to get my rook on the 7th rank attacking. That's what he said. You don't need to believe me, you need to go just find the stream or something. So in the game, Dubov played rook e8, which is a bad move. How did Magnus Carlsen punish him? I'm going to explain why f6 was the right stuff. Again, this is an advanced rook end study. Bring yourself a coffee, pause the video, go get a beverage, come back here because this is cool stuff. Not very, very, very easy. I'm going to try to explain in as many words as necessary to shine a lot of light into this. This is super GM stuff. And I was privileged to listen to the stream of Magnus Carlsen. So now I just want to relay the message and the beauty of this ending. So Magnus said, I'm going to let him take my rook, and I'm going to play rook c1. That's exactly what the engine says white should do here. Why? As soon as the black rook would take here, of course you're taking back, and there is nothing black could do at that point to stopping you from playing rook to c7. Consequences are starting to be more optimistic for white. Okay, so in the game, Magnus played rook c1 exactly with the intent that he declared and we understood. Rook takes, obviously, pawn takes, and let's just go back a little bit here. He actually played in the game. I want to do the correct stuff here. He should have played g6, which he did. I just opened so many branches now. I don't want to give the wrong information. So let me just go back. This one should have been played, but he didn't do it. Wait a minute, guys. So fe3. Okay, he played g6, and you may wonder now why. Because it would be a complete waste of time to play rook e8, because this guy is untouchable as long as the black king is constantly exposed to back rank checkmate. So that's the reason they both played g6. Just want to offer the pristine correct information here. Again, no reason for black to try to go for the pawn. You can't touch this. Rook c7, you take the pawn is checkmate. And actually you're going to waste the tempo. If you play rook e8, white is going to play rook c7. attacking this guy and this guy, so there is absolutely no reason you're going to waste the tempo moving back. Therefore, he played g6 in the game, because g6 saves you from the back rank, and as soon as the white rook makes it on the 7th rank, then you can luckily, if you got a chance, you might be going for the counter attack, but it's a bit too late, because one tempo matters absolutely in chess. Not a pawn, forget about a piece. One tempo matters absolutely. Makes the difference between, so to speak, poetic license, life and death, chess-wise. Let me go back to the first move. I told you that's a chronicle difficult stuff here. F6. Why? Why? Oh why? Oh why? F6. Well, if Dubov had played here F6, Magnus Carlsen probably wouldn't be succeeding with the 7th rank exploitation. So the move like rook to e7 wouldn't have any big deal, because whoop, rook f7. What is that? You can't touch my guys. You're going to take my guy. I'm going to play the king here. And it's cool. It's good. 0.0. If you double up here, well, I'm going to play king f8. No problemo. Everything's beautiful. Nice. Controlled. Cool. That was the correct sequence Dubov should have played in this game. Rook endings, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. So, that wasn't the case, though. Let's go with this. So, he played rook fe. Whoop. And now Magnus realized, exactly as I told you guys, he said, yeah, let him mess up my pawns. I'm going to get on the 7th rank, and I'd be the first to do that. And he was. So, took g6 played by Dubov now, because as we explained, rook on e8 wouldn't do a damn thing. And rook to c7. And now, from 000, it's plus 003. So now he starts to mount pressure, hitting the weaknesses. What are the weaknesses here? Advanced rook study, right? b7 and f7. Okay. Dubov played normally, right? Rook b8. You don't want to give that pawn. This is incredibly important, right? b7. And now Magnus has all the time in the world and all the moves available. King is free to do whatever the heck they want. Pawns, any pawn. You want to move a pawn, move a pawn. b4. Okay. What's the drama here for black? This is the position. Big subtlety and nice things here. Good to learn. Super GM stuff, right? If the king tries to go and attack the white rook, that's a disaster. I'm going to take this guy here. Then I'm going to take this guy here. And if you try to make something with the rook, I'm going to take the other guy. I'm going to take all the pawns on the 7th rank, because I reached the 7th rank the first. It's exactly what Magnus said. So it's a drama here. The king can't become active. And the king, it's just an unfortunate back rank here. And the rook has to stay to defend the pawn on b7. Disaster. Okay? So, next, let's moving now. He played a5, trying to generate something. Magnus calmly took on a5. And now rook to a8, trying to hitting that guy back. And Magnus said, I'm not going to give you nothing. I'm not going to give you nothing. He actually played rook c5. He didn't get greedy for taking here, because by taking, this guy is going to be taking, and then it's going to be a draw. Then that's a draw. Okay? Even if you're running back to defend this guy, it's a draw. You won't be able to make him progress. Okay, so he played rook to c5. Rook now went over to, it should have played, and we're going to explain why. In the game, Dubov played rook to d8. That's the stuff that he did. Let me just double check again. Yes, move number, yeah, that's it. So in the game, in the actual game, Dubov played rook to d8. He should have played, though, rook to e. And now you may ask, why? Why on e? Because the king is going to play to f2. There's no big deal about it. It is a big deal. If he had played rook to e8, obviously you prompt the white king to play and defend, but then, you're going to do this guy here. After king defends f2, after king plays f2 to defend e3, you're going to play rook e4, because you're going to go here. This is a critical square, hitting both white rooks. And you're going to take at least one of them, keeping pressure on the other guy. That was the way to draw in this position for black. Rook e8 with the intent, actually, rook e4 over to rook a4. Okay? But he didn't do it, though. He did rook to d. He fought. he might be able to generate some counterattack in this fashion. It didn't quite work, and we see how. A4 by Magnus, rook to d3 now, hitting the e3, king f2, defending. And now he goes over to a3. It's not going to work. And now Magnus very nicely, rook to c4. Everything is defended. And what's the advantage? Even a wider gap now in between white and black. Plus 0.8 for white at this stage. This is why the grinding type of fighter Magnus is what gives him a lot of success in many endgames. You rich with Magnus, I mean, those super GMs, countless streak of super GMs, they reach a point in the game where is a draw, but he magically manages to create more attacking chances, and sometimes you're failing to recognize the move that has to be played. So king to g6, they try to centralize, and now look how elegantly, simply, efficiently, looking for this guy. Rook advanced, rook ending here. Now, next move, king to f3 very nicely, h4. Now, there is one thing Magnus played which was not the most accurate ever. You can see a lot of arrows here because I've studied this before, obviously. I wanted to give the best ideas to my chess friends. And I'm pretty sure, guys, most of you are advanced guys here, so I just want to present the best stuff that I found today. So, in the game, Magnus played h4, which is not the best move ever. Here, the best stuff would have been for him to playing e4, because the intention would be, that would have been the best move, preserving the biggest advantage for white, because the intent would be simply to marching with the king and take b7 with the king, not with the rook, because if you take it with the rook, you're going to drop this guy here. Okay, so this is something we don't want to do. We want to keep the rook here because you need to protect these guys that will eventually promote. So you want to promote this guy, so you need to use the king to go after the b7. He didn't do that. He played h4. He said during the stream, I want to fix his pawns. He dropped a little bit the advantage here, but anyway, that's what he did. So now Dubov goes for rook a2. Wanted to keep an eye on the g pawn. Magnus pushes. King goes over to e6. Another big subtlety in this advanced rook endgame study. The biggest move here, and the coolest ever, is king f4, which Magnus did play. Why not king e? Why king f4? King f4 because the idea is behind it. Once the black king would decide to march towards c6 to defend this guy, potentially, just saying. So if king d, so you play king f4. You play king f4. If black king marches on d6, you're gonna go to g5. You're going to go to g5 because you want to go for two weaknesses at the same time. You're already eyeing this pawn, and now the king on g5 would like to go for the f7. So you try to accumulate as many attacking squares, pawns, namely those two pawns are incredibly important to have them under attack. So king f4 would be the miraculous move, and he did play the best move of the engine. How many subtleties? So many subtleties. Now, if this would have been, it's king to g5. Now I'm just exemplifying. And if there's rook to f2, obviously now you may just very well go and grab this guy here. Excellent stuff. So let's just go back. So, yeah, e4 wouldn't have worked. So f4 played by Magnus. And now he played king f6. Dubov played king f6 to prevent the white king from gaining access to g5 essential square. Okay, notice how you can't really touch this guy because the a4 is going to fall. I mean, this is really, really cool stuff here. So e4 being played now. Check, right? Not a problem. You go very nicely. e3 hitting the rook with tempo. Rook goes back, because if they don't go back, I mean, if they go, say, probably here, you're just going to take this guy here, and then SL is sure you're going to push this guy and you're going to promote. So let's just move now. Rook a2. King, exactly the older idea that we mentioned. King wants to go after the b7 pawn, not the rook, the king. So Magnus sees this kind of thing. And you know what's the craziest stuff of them all? He saw that in 2 minutes because he was playing a blitz. Absolutely insane. This guy sees this kind of things. These guys, well, they both failed to actually acknowledge all these details, but Magnus managed to do that in a freaking blitz game. It's absolutely crazy. So king now to c5 because they want to go towards this guy. Took. And actually, he decided now to take with the rook because he no longer pushed the king because this guy can actually is not attacked anymore. Is no longer attacked, the a4 pawn. So rook takes, checks, not a problem. b4. The engine here recommends that best move ever for Magnus is just simply to do king d4, attacking the rook and defending this pawn here. And there's not a problem because the black rook will not be able to actually chase this guy. You're just absolutely more than able to pushing. So king d4, best thing here. King d4, right? Let me just double check again. King d5, let me check here with the almighty. King to d5, king to d4, king to d5, and if there's a rook d3, we've got the highest recommendation, king c4. Actually, huge advantage. This is the correct sequence. This is the correct sequence here. I reckon d4. Oh, d4 is actually winning. It's plus 6.3. d4 is actually winning. Of course, king d4 is very good as well. King d5 works. King d4 because that's stopping the rook. It provides defense to the white pawn. Both d4, let me just make it again. Both d4 and d5 provide defense to the pawn and stop the black rook from attacking. So he did b4 though. So that's an invitation for the both to go for this little pawn here. But now Magnus said, I don't care. I'm going to push. Magnus said, now I'm going to win. And he said Dubov played very badly this end game during the stream. So now rook checks, king moves away. The rook tries desperately to stop. King a6 now. Pawn goes, takes and takes. Rook takes f7. Game over. They try to move, and king b7 is checkmate like in 15 moves, 16 here, 15 moves here. And if you might say, yeah, but what about king g6? No, I'm going to take your rook. It just doesn't matter. King g6, king's going to take care. And even if they push down here, obviously you have all the time in the universe to stop everything. The rook's going to come here. There's nothing that can stop you from promoting and winning. Rook endgame. Okay, that's what Magnus sees. And this is how difficult they are. You see, gaining access, being the first player to get access to the 7th rank or the 2nd rank is incredibly important. You're going to face this kind of things countless times in the game. I can't remember how many thousands or tens of thousands of situations I had similarly where probably I lost and others I won. So having access, being the first to having access to the 7th or 2nd rank, it's absolutely paramount. And sometimes you might need to start thinking like Magnus. Look, I'm fully aware that that guy is going to mess up my pawn structure, said the goat, but I'm going to be the first to get the rook on the 7th rank. What a fabulous stuff. Let's learn from the best, and hopefully, guys, we're going to step by step starting playing like our most beloved super grandmasters. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope it's useful. Subscribe, please, to the channel if that was cool stuff. And we're going to be preparing many other stuff. And give me your feedback. Just drop the comments below and let's discuss. Let's open the discussions. Thank you, guys.